Hey, all of you, good afternoon. Am I audible to all of you? Are we streaming fine? Anushka, Anu Kumari, yeah, Aditi. Am I streaming fine? Yes. Ganesh, good afternoon. Those on the YouTube, if you are watching me, can you also confirm? And the articles are uploaded on the website. Go to resource section. You have the newspaper reading. You can download the articles from there. Good afternoon, Mani, Anamika. Those on the YouTube, can you also confirm? Nellore, from Nellore, Charan. Okay. Can you all confirm if you all can hear me well? The streaming is fine. And importantly, if you can all download from the website. Go to the resource section of the website. You'll find case, C-A-S-E, case, current affairs simplified. Okay, you can look that up. Soumyadeep, Suryakant, Vishal, Nishan Singh. Okay. Bihari Chaupal. Okay. So you are the Panchayat guy. Oh, Bhumika, you are here? Okay, good enough. No issues. Wherever you are. Can Anamika, Anushka, Ganesh, Aditi, Anu, can you all confirm if you have downloaded the article? Kehan, okay. It's on the website. Go and check the link. ऊपर link है chat में. Nellore Sharan. Can Soumyadeep, Suryakant, Nishant, Bhumika also confirm if they have downloaded the article or not? Shivani says yes, good afternoon. Kushi Jaiswal, good afternoon. Pooja Pal, good afternoon. Okay. Dhyanada, nice to see you. I did not know you attending these sessions. Priyanshu Singar, downloaded. ठीक है. Okay. So let's start off now, unless you have a question to clarify. Downloaded? Excellent. Adish also downloaded. अच्छी बात. So okay. ठीक है. So let me explain what I'm trying to do today. So some of you have met me and talked to me. Sir, all the reading that we do, the articles that we do, while we understand the articles better and while we appreciate the issues better, how can we use this in essays? How can we use this in writing skills? ठीक है? So a point is valid. So I am taking up articles which are typical essay type of articles. And today I am allowing all of you, it's open session. At 4 o'clock, I will be discussing the essays test 2 paper. We have a program called MSP program. Okay, it is main support program for essays, in which we have classes, we have 4 tests. The test 2, we have given 4 topics. And today I intend to discuss the test 2 topics. Okay, so you all can be part of that. At least some of you will have an idea about what it takes to, write, what it takes to develop an idea. Okay. So what kind of mistakes you might make. So in an hour or so, after I have read maybe 1 or 2 articles, you all will shift into the essays test 2 discussion. You all are welcome to join, and you can also spread the word to your friends if you want to tell them. They also are welcome to join the discussions and learn a bit of, essays writing also. Good afternoon, Pooja. Good afternoon, Kushi. Am I audible? KS, you say please raise the volume. I'm already at a pretty high volume. Is the volume low for everybody, or is it just for KS? Yes, Hon. It's on the YouTube when I start off. Unless you're part of the test program, तो आपका अलग होगा, the dashboard. Otherwise, you will join, not now. At 4 o'clock, I'll tell you again to join. ठीक है. Let's get started now. Okay. So, before I read the article, in the population class, the geography optional class students I'm taking, one of the discussions we had was on poverty. What is poverty? So all of us know that poverty is one aspect of income. Okay. Now if you have income less than some level, you are a poor person. And then we have expanded the idea that poverty is also about certain amenities, lack of amenities. Poverty is also about lack of access to certain services. So poverty is also about education, non-attainment. Poverty is also about problems of drinking water. There is a poverty dimension that concerns women rights also. So in time and discourse of development, the concept of poverty has expanded. I think all of you can recall the idea called as multi-dimensional poverty. ये term सुना है आप लोगों ने, right? Multi-dimensional poverty includes housing problems, drinking water access, education problems, health issues. Multi-dimensional poverty is about a lack of access to sustainable cooking stove and cooking fuel in the houses. Sanitation bhi part hoga. So dimensions of poverty are not just about whether you are poor in terms of money or not. It's possible a man has enough money in terms of numbers, but maybe that money is not good enough for him to utilize it for his some amenities. He might have enough money in terms of bank account. The money is more, but what if he is not able to secure certain amenities like a good house or maybe a good education or a good health? So that man is also poor in some ways. So I think all of us understand this idea of poverty. Ye samajh mein aata hai aapko, right? Yes, one of the goals of SDG includes poverty issues, hunger issues, drinking water issues, women issues are there. Now, the idea aapko pata hai, right? I can assume all of you, this idea you know. Okay, what is poverty? This idea you have heard about and you have read about. And one of the persons who has talked extensively about this idea of poverty is Amartya Sen. Amartya Sen, is a man who has been responsible along with other scholars like Mehboob ul Haq, who gave us the concept of human development and the concept of human development index. They talked about social and economic issues related to development. So they have talked about it. Now the challenge that all of us will have, if I ask you right now, कि poverty के बारे में लिखो. Okay, so see, you know what poverty is. You know the dimensions of poverty. You also know a fact about what Amartya Sen would have said. But when I ask you, write good, nice, powerful, meaningful words, 1,000 words, 2,000 words likho, trust me, most of us will have a challenge. So what happens is, in writing skills, there are four things. One is, you must have content, you must have understanding of what to write down. Second is, you must have a writing skills, which includes your language, which includes vocabulary. Your writing must have a structure. There must be some organization, okay, and a pattern to it. And of course, you also have something about the presentation. What happens is, most of us, while learning writing or answer writing or essays writing, most of our efforts goes into this. Sir, content bata do. Okay, tell me the concept, explain the concept. Let me read more in knowing more content. Let me refer more books, more articles in knowing the content. Most of us do not move into this. While we may know the concept called structuring, while we may have heard about the merits of presentation, while we appreciate, yes, our language must be good, but most of us do not really work on this. Okay. So while we are reading, while we are studying the content, okay, most of us do not study this at all. हम पढ़ते ही नहीं है इसको. I said the simple way of learning writing is, learn from the articles which are written in the newspapers. Every article is an essay. Every article, okay, is an elaborated prose. Every article has presentation, structure, organization. While we make note of this, we don't make note of this. Tell me very honestly, how many of you have heard about that starting the essays with a quote gets good mark? Or how many of you have thought about we must start the essays with quotes? Have you heard about this idea? How many of you heard this? How many of you are aware of this? Anamika says yes, Mani says yes, Pooja says yes. How many of you have heard this? कि quotes लिखने से okay, अच्छा है. Khushi says yes. Yeah, you all agree on this? You all have heard about कि essays, one way of starting essays is a quote. Yeah, Somadeep says yes. Okay, now tell me very honestly, how many articles you have read last 1 month में, or articles you've heard me discuss here that have started with a quote? सच बताओ, आपने आर्टिकल पढ़ा है, एडिटोरियल पढ़ा है, कितने आर्टिकल में देखा है आपने कि कोट से शुरू होता है? Can you recall one article where the article was with a quote? How many of you have seen that? Khushi says none, Anuksha says none, Anamika says none. You have heard one more story. A good essay starts with a story. A good essay starts with an anecdote. ये भी सुना होगा? Start the essay with a story. Have you heard this? Have you heard this? Yes? Okay. How many articles you have read where the article starts with a story? बताओ. How many articles you have read? Last 1 month क्या 1 year ले लो. Okay. You have read articles of Hindu newspaper. How many articles start with a story? 2, 3 of them. I'm surprised. कौन सा article पढ़ा है आपने? You have read the speaking tree maybe. Okay, fine. Baki articles where the story was the beginning. So my point is, okay, when you look at the articles written, the articles don't always start with stories, or in fact, most of them do not. तो ये fixation क्यों है? Why this fixation? The stories से शुरू करना चाहिए, अच्छे marks मिलेंगे. Why? Why the fixation? कि quote से शुरू होगा, okay, and I will have good marks. Why? Essentially, while we read an article for the content, we don't read the article for these aspects of writing. Okay, we are not reading the article for these elements. How is the article structured and so on. So now, one very important aspect of essay, you all agree, is the structure or the organization of the essay. ठीक है, you all accept this. ये organization बनता कैसे है? Okay, sometimes, yes Pragya, sometimes, but not most articles, right? You're lucky if you get an article as frequently. Article is an essay, simple. Okay, article हम बोलते हैं जब वो न्यूज़पेपर में छप जाता है, that's all. I call this an article if it is published in a newspaper or it's published in a magazine. Otherwise, they're all essays. Okay? Come back. So I said one important aspect of the essay is structure and organization. Now, this structure organization is something I call as the essay's storyline. Okay, essay storyline, where okay, I will write about idea 1, I will write about idea 2, I'll move towards idea 3, I will move towards idea 4. And these ideas must be logically linked. The ideas must be logically strung together. That 2 must come after 1, 3 must come after 2, 4th cannot come before 2 or 1. So, ये जो storyline है, this is the most important first step in an essay writing. Okay, so look at this. Say if I give you a heading, एक आपको मैंने एक article, एक essay का topic दिया. Okay, Amartya Sen. Say I am giving you a topic, all of you. Amartya Sen and okay, poverty. If I give you this as a topic to write on, Amartya Sen and poverty, इस पे लिखो. Okay, what will a typical storyline look like? Okay, I'm thinking, what will it look like? Okay, so अगर ये topic है, तो maybe a storyline will start with, okay, that what do I want to write on? Okay, who is Amartya Sen and what are his works? What is Amartya Sen's ideas about poverty? How does he differ in the way he defines and explains poverty? Why do we need a new way of thinking about poverty? How is Amartya Sen's ideas used today in poverty studies and in development? Do these boxes make sense, all of you? This is a possible storyline of how this essay might develop. I start with कि मैं किसके बारे में लिखना चाह रहा हूं. Briefly, मैं क्या लिखना चाह रहा हूं. So it's like a quick, you can say, listing of Then because the essay says Amartya Sen and poverty hai, so logical question is, who is Amartya Sen? And okay, what has he done? I must establish that he is a great man. Then what does Amartya Sen tell us about poverty? वो क्या बोलना चाह रहे हैं? और ये जो बोलना चाह रहे हैं, okay, how is it different from the old idea of poverty? This is storyline box 1. This is storyline box 2, storyline box 3, storyline box 4, storyline box 5 and 6. How is Amartya Sen, okay, different from the old ideas, and why do we need this new idea? If ये point बनता है, okay, he has said this is different from the old and this idea looks nice. Why? And finally, now that I know Amartya Sen has a new idea, how is it used for development? How is it used for some type of writings and research? Does this look logical to you or not? ये बताओ. I have not read, okay, you have not read. I am just given a topic. एक topic मुझे मिल गया है और इसमें लिखना है मुझे. Okay, so I am discussing what can the structure of the essay look like. What can the arrangement of the idea look like? Make sense here? Can you all see it's impossible how I can write 5 before writing 3? Okay. You can see कि Amartya Sen यहाँ पर क्यों है? Why is he not here? Does it make sense? Does the sequence of ideas make sense, all of you? And the topic was an open topic, Amartya Sen and poverty. Yes? All good? Okay. So keep this in mind. Kya structure hai? Okay. Now let's take up an article. And while reading the article, keep in mind which box are we ticking off. Box 1, box 2, box 3, 4, 5. In this, it's possible I can switch 4 and 3 kar sakte hain. What is Amartya Sen's work? Then I can say, how is poverty defined? Then I can say, okay, what is Amartya Sen telling us? So, ye do boxes, it's possible I can switch. Right? Yes, Bhumika. जब आर्टिकल पढ़ते हो या कोई ऐसे पढ़ते हो, this is a very important step that you study the essay not simply in terms of content. Study the essay also in terms of, okay, how is the essay organized? How is the essay, okay, structured? Ideas कैसे लिखे जा रहे हैं? वो भी important part है. Good, all of you? Okay. Now let us take up one article and discuss whatever I am trying to tell you. So, the article I am reading is, I have taken this article from Inter-American Development Bank. The articles are not always from Hindu newspaper or Express. So, I take up articles depending upon what I think I can teach you with. This is the article. Absolutely, Anamika. The article's name is Amartya Sen and 1,000 Faces of Poverty. Ab dekho, you see, you all know what poverty is. You all have understood the idea of multidimensional poverty. You all have read about, okay, Human Development Report. Suna hoga aapne. But dekho ye article kaise likh raha hai. Okay, start with, what is poverty? How is it measured? Who are the poor? Amartya Sen, the Nobel Prize winner for economics, has devoted his life to such basic questions about development. Defining and measuring poverty and calculating the percentage of poor people in a country or a region is not just a matter of numbers and averages. In 1998, the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences awarded Amartya Sen the Nobel Prize for Economics for having restored an ethical dimension to the discussion of vital economic problems. Sen had delved beyond mathematical theory, approaching economics with an innovative social vision, and was more real and more human. Years of hard work had helped him bring to light the many facets of poverty. Can you all see what is done here? पहले दो लाइन में बता दिया कि ऐसे किस बारे में है. What is poverty? How do we measure it? Who are the poor? And Amartya Sen को introduce कर दिया. Then in this paragraph, okay, a nice description of who is Amartya Sen and what is his contribution, what has he done, and very well written that he restored, Amartya Sen restored an ethical dimension, okay, to the discussions of vital economic problems. Okay, his approach was an innovative social vision. It was more real and more human. इसके पहले, okay, poverty issues looked like a mechanical economic exercise, not really dealing with real human problems. And he did whatever. And it mentions that he was also a Nobel Prize winner for economics in 1998. He says, according to Sen, poverty is complex, multifaceted, okay, and it requires a clear analysis in all of its many dimensions. Human beings are thoroughly diverse. The professor recently explained during a meeting of New York Policy of Poverty Reduction and Inter-American Development Bank Initiative. You cannot draw a poverty line and then abruptly apply it across the board to everyone the same way without taking into account the personal characteristics and circumstances. This is the key idea of Amartya Sen. कि poverty को आप define नहीं कर सकते in terms of one definition and apply it blanket across all population. You must account for personal aspects. Okay. There is a geographical, biological, social factor that amplify or reduce the impact of income. The poor generally lack a number of elements. They lack education, access to health, land, justice, a family, community support, and other productive resources, a voice in institutions, and access to opportunity. Okay. So, what is the essay about? Who is Amartya Sen and his works? What does he think about poverty? That poverty is multifaceted, is complex. That poverty is not simply a line you can apply everywhere. Okay. Poverty depends on many factors. Okay, and the listing of factors. According to Sen, being poor does not mean living below an imaginary poverty line, such as an income of $2 a day or less. It means that an income level that does not allow an individual to cover other basic necessities, taking into account circumstances and requirements of environment. Furthermore, many factors are interconnected. यहाँ पर भी चल रहा है what he thinks about poverty. So poverty is complex is one idea. Poverty depends on many factors is one idea. That poverty cannot be represented in terms of a line. Okay, another idea. And poverty must take into account, okay, factors which are circumstances, factors such as social requirements of environment. So Sen found examples to illustrate this theory in the world of women, where he has found pioneering work along with studies of famines and freedom and the economics of poverty. A woman with more education, he explains, tends to have better paid job, better control on fertility, better health indicators for herself and children. For years, Sen has preached that the image of women as heroines relegated to self-sacrifice for home and family has not helped them at all. There is a paragraph on explaining how, okay, poverty is about education also. Poverty is also about some rights called as reproductive rights. यहां पर illustration है of what he's discussing. There are systemic disparities in freedom that men and women enjoy in different societies. And these disparities are often not reducible to difference of income and resources. Beautiful. Society में disparities हैं. Okay. Societies में there are disparities in the freedom. And you cannot capture disparities only in terms of income and resources. There are many other areas with gender disparities, such as division of labor, the extent of education received, the liberties that different members of same household would enjoy, how people must look in order to accept in society, the clothes they wear, the physical traits, the limits of economic options, and the phenomena Sen refers to as social shame. Poverty is not about income alone. Poverty is not about employment alone. Poverty is also about what people do, what type of freedom they have or they don't have. It's about their physical traits, what they look like, their economic choices, the clothes they wear. It says that poverty is related to social shame. Okay? We move on. Rather than measuring poverty by income level, Sen recommends calculating how much an individual can achieve with that income, taking into account that such achievements will vary from one individual to another, and from one place to another. He says, don't measure poverty in terms of income. Measure in terms of what an individual can achieve with that income. कि वो income जो है उससे हम क्या क्या achieve कर सकते हैं. That should be a good measure of poverty. And in that also add individual differences, and also difference in terms of places. Otherwise, how could we explain the existence of pockets of poverty in rich countries among middle income group, in inner cities of United States, because inadequate services, the quality of life, so life expectancy, mortality, health, education of people who earn acceptable incomes and live in a society is comparable, and sometimes even inferior to that of many poor countries in the world. Sen was born in India, West Bengal state, used his country in China as lab to study economics of development. He is currently professor at the Harvard University, master at Trinity College, Cambridge. He has extensive experience in development and poverty reduction, and devised a large repertoire of theories, teachings that he believes also applies to Latin America, Caribbean. Very nice. Dekho, the essay starts with one paragraph intro about Amartya Sen. Then he develops the idea what he wants to say. He tells us why the old method of income is not a good method. And again it establishes कि देखो ये जो बोल रहे हैं ना Sen साहब, Sen is not an ordinary man. Sen is a much studied man. He has experience. He's a professor. He's a master. Lot of research he has done. Lot of teaching he has done. This again establishes that do not take Sen lightly. This is the style of writing. It's like, it is a persuasive essay. I'm trying to persuade you कि आपको ये idea को don't take it lightly. And how do I persuade? I persuade by establishing the credibility of the person who is giving the idea. Okay? It says, according to Sen, poverty analysis should focus on individuals' potential to function rather than the result education in which it obtains from functioning. Very nice. I mean, this in some way captures the crux of the idea. That measure poverty in terms of the individual's potential to function. Measure in terms of what the individual can achieve, what he can achieve. How much an individual can achieve, rather than measuring in terms of what he is getting. Another of Sen's achievements has been to sweeten the development pill. In the stroke of a pen, Sen did away with the blood, sweat, and tears approach that had been published on the underdeveloped countries as the only way for them to achieve progress. Okay. The old theory of sacrifice has given way to that individual success, okay, provided that there is framework for support and genuine democracy. It's like, to come out of poverty is not simply about fighting a war. To come out of poverty is not enough that you work hard. To come out of poverty, you must look at democratic changes. You must look at social conditions. Just like, why a man is poor? Or because the man is a lazy man. Why is the man poor? Because the man is not working hard enough. Why is the man poor? Because he has not fought for his rights. ये एक तरीका है. Okay. This is what was the older blood, sweat, tears approach. Now he says, the solution to poverty is not working hard. If I am a poor man and I keep working hard, does not mean I will become rich. If I am a poor man, okay, just because I work day and night doesn't mean I'll come out of poverty. What we need to do is work on the social support system, work on the genuine democracy. This was an explanation Sen gave for the profound financial and social crisis swept across Asia. Efforts that have been focused on production and individual success, but without a network of social support, of freedom and necessary of democracy to thrive. So आप जितना भी मेहनत कर लो, अगर आपके social support systems ठीक नहीं है, अगर आपके democratic systems are not working adequately, poverty problems will not go away. Sen believes that inequality like poverty is multifaceted problem, and course of a conversation laden with social commentary and issues of globalization. Okay, in the commentary, the issue of globalization inevitably comes up. The protest against it, says Sen, have invigorated a very necessary debate on its impact. In his view, globalization can neither reject outright nor can be accepted without serious criticism. First, we have to see what percentage of the world is benefiting from it, because it's one thing if education is 90% for the wealthy and 10% for the poor, and something very different if the proportion is 70-30 or 60-40. सबको आर्टिकल समझ में आया? All of you. Did you all understand the article or not? I hope you all were listening to me intently, and maybe you also were marking in your notes or whatever. Yes? Article समझ में आया? Or you have taken a printout, Ganesh? That's always wise. Take a printout and that helps. Okay. I'll come to that. Now, did you see the structure in the essay or not? जैसे कि, what's the article about? Who is Amartya Sen? What is his ideas? His idea is that poverty is complex, is paragraph mein hai. In this, poverty has many factors. Here he says, okay, that poverty is not about a poverty line. Here he says, okay, an example how education can help people come out of poverty. Here, poverty is also about freedom, is also about disparities. Okay. So his ideas, poverty is not about an income measure, which was the old concept. Old concept mein, you are talking about poverty only in terms of income. Okay. Then he comes to, again, who Amartya Sen is. having said this, he's telling us, okay, how can we use this concept? Solution kya hai? Now that poverty is complex, poverty is multifaceted, not about money alone, the solution kya hai? Solution is, it's not about hard work alone. It's about democracy. It's about social support systems. It's about a network to support local populations. And finally, that poverty has a link with globalization. But then globalization, okay, must be debated, because there are some good things about globalization also. Globalization has helped people come out of poverty. A time tha when, okay, a bulk of the education was for the rich and the poor had no education. Because of globalization, you find even the poor have some good attainment in education. Now let's talk about removing that poverty. Can you see the solution part in the write-up now? Or the way forward in the write-up? Dikh raha all of you? Yes. So go back to what I discussed earlier. Look at this structure here. What will we talk about? Who is Amartya Sen? What are Amartya Sen's ideas? How is it different from the old ideas? Why do we need to consider the new ideas? And how will this help us, okay, in poverty in the future? दिखाई दिया structure आपको, all of you? Does it help now? So like I said, no? Okay. इसके ऊपर में आता है vocabulary, language, words, okay, smart expressions. But can you see this structure or not, all of you? You're online and YouTube guys. Now tell me one thing. What did you like best about this article? What did you like best about the article? If I ask you this question, this article अच्छा क्या लगा? Vocabulary, intro, structure, flow. Structure, flow to Pooja, Anamika, I have shown you. I've shown कि देखो स्ट्रक्चर है इसमें, आपको दिख नहीं रहा है बिकॉज आप ध्यान से देखते नहीं हो, बट द आर्टिकल हैज अ स्ट्रक्चर, तो मैंने दिखाया. अदरवाइज व्हाट डू यू लाइक? Yes, very nice, Mani. It is not just a typical meaning of poverty, there's a new dimension to it. Yes, excellent, Himanshu. What I like about the article is, it talks about a deep concept. ये insight है कि poverty को don't just see in terms of numbers, economic calculations and poverty line. Don't see economics only in terms of, okay, numbers and facts. Economics deals with real problems, real people. Like, economics must be made humane. Economics is about social aspects of freedom, democracy. Can you realize this now? This article make insight hai. Okay, one more question to all of you. Do you all agree about one thing? That you all knew about the fact that poverty is not just about income, poverty also includes, okay, housing, drinking water, education. ये पता था आपको? Yes, all of you know this. That poverty is not just about, like, what I earn, it's also about, okay, whether poverty, okay, is able to secure food for me. Poverty is securing jobs for me. Poverty is securing secured through skills. ये पता था आपको? But did you realize this insight? ये जो smart dimension था, that poverty must go beyond, okay, poverty line measurement. That poverty is also about freedom, democracy, and social support. So that is what I call as insightful discussions. आपके essays में insights होना चाहिए. हाँ, okay, very nice, Sachrit. Yes. So Himanshu, last 2 दिन में जो बात कर रहे हैं ना poverty, can you see ये पूरा captured इस article में है. These must be readings as a part of your preparation. ये पढ़ो ना आप लोग. एक आर्टिकल पढ़ लिया. I'll take on any discussion of poverty inequalities now. I can use the discussions in ethics paper. The ethics, the values of democracy क्यों important है? Why do we need, okay, to establish freedom? Ethical issues हैं. Because freedom and democracy के बिना we will not have poverty reduction. I love this sentence. ये जो बताया sentence ना, okay, that poverty analysis should focus on individuals' potential to function rather than the results the individual obtains from functioning. Did I teach you something on essay writing now? कुछ समझ में आया all of you? Yes? So guys, we don't have enough time. It is almost 3:50 now. एक और बहुत सुंदर आर्टिकल है ये वाला. Boredom is necessary for life. It's a beautiful article. ये आपको पढ़ना चाहिए. And it's so relevant to the times we live in. Technology, social media. We live in times where there is a lot of online services offered. And people are increasing, looking for more and more excitement, more and more engagement, adrenaline, pumping, reels हम ढूंढते रहते हैं. And why? Because we feel bored. Now our grandparents and our ancestors, they worked very hard day and night, slogging on the field, farming, cultivation. उनके पास बोर होने का टाइम नहीं था. Right? Now things are available so fast. I want a food. I call up Zomato or Swiggy. I have food in 10 minutes, half an hour. The 10 minutes का जो grocery है. Okay. So I have so much time now. I am scared to get bored. It's a beautiful article on the times we live in. Yeah. We live in times where we seek constant stimulation. We seek constant gratification. And our levels of tolerance is now changing. We want more and more, so that we can remain satiated. This article को आप अपने आप पढ़ो. I don't have time right now. I must get on with the essay discussion. Or maybe next week, if time permits, I can take it up. But इसमें काम करना. When you read the essay or this article, you identify what the storyline is in this article. How is the author or the writer developing ideas in terms of some sequence? What he says first, what he says next, what he says next. Okay. Develop that storyline article पढ़ने के बाद में. Or say if I give you this article to write on, आप कैसे बनाते स्टोरी लाइन? Then you compare with the design of the writer. Okay? Okay, then we stop here now. We have 5-6 minutes. So at 4 o'clock, all of you can join me on the YouTube. I've shared the link with you on your groups. Those who are new to me, you can all go to a Telegram channel. We have a Telegram channel. One is essays with Edukemy. Okay, there's another channel. Okay, Shabbir's Edukemy for IAS. In both these channels, Telegram channels, I've posted the link of the essays discussion class on YouTube. Okay, Debarga, I'll do that. Okay, those who are not familiar, please, in any of this, and I'll suggest aap essays to pakka join kar lo. I am teaching lot of essay writings here. Examples bhi de rahe hain. Last 5-6 posts have been on essay writing. So on this I've given the link. Join me at 4 o'clock. All good? And for reading sessions, you join me again on next Saturday. Okay? Thanks a lot. Catch you again. Have a nice time.